structure. You literally are no longer the old human being that you used to be. You are being structured in a new and a different way. A major shift in your DNA and your cellular structure. You literally are no longer the old in a different way. So to be a major shift in your DNA and your cellular structure. You literally are no longer the old human being that you used to be. You are being structured in a new and a different way so that you can interact with other beings other than just the regular people that you talk to on a regular basis. And anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, or it sounds too crazy, I'm not talking to you. You're not getting the tune-up. For the people that I am talking to, be careful about who you share your tune-up stories with. The story is not for everyone. They're not going to understand you. They're not going to get it. It's not for them. Because we're doing things in partnership, community, and collaboration, and we're doing it as a tuned-up individual, we have to be careful about who we're choosing to play on our team. And notice that I said who we are choosing. No longer take a back seat and ride the bench waiting for someone to choose you. It is important that you recognize your power and you do the choosing and you do it wisely. Of us, not
really made of stardust.
Right.
And it's something that we should not take lightly.
Right.
Because that means that we are eternal.
Recognize.
It makes sense because look at this. All right, everybody know what planets. Well, no folks. Some folks don't know. So maybe you don't know, but planets has crashed. All right, and there was a big crash a long time ago between Nibiru, the so-called forgotten planet Tiamat, and another planet. I forgot the third planet. But anyways, they crashed. The Earth is formed from those three crashes, and we are formed from certain parts of the Earth, not the dirt that you see on the ground. Okay, it was the electrical dust. Stars have fire in the middle or a hot core in the middle. Okay, but really it's still like freaking dust. It all comes together. But dust, that type of dust is really just energy. It's not the same as what we used to. And not only that, energy, that type of energy that we are talking about, because recognize everything is energy. But that particular energy we talking about is what you would call an atom. That particular incident caused an atom. That's why they take in that stupid tube they use, the something, I forgot the name of it. They make particles hit each other, and those particles represent planets, and and certain things come out, and things happen when they do that. Weird things, because they don't know what they're doing. You know, so when the energy source did it, it obviously knows what it was doing. So when that happened, then that's when we saw what we call creation happen, which is really a transfer of energy. Now, since that created an atom, we are the atoms that was created from the what they call the Big Bang. But really, the energy source made a noise. Noise is vibration. Vibration was caused by what? The energy source making those planets do that, or having them destined to do that. Because in the sense, we are all part of this energy source, but it was a thought. And any thought the energy source has will and must happen. That's why, and then we are part of the energy source, and that's why we have to have positive thoughts. It's like a collective, almost, and that's what they're trying to create right now. What the last video was about. So, the atom is really not solid. Do you get that? The atom is not solid. They put all these chemicals together and bombs to make atoms to cause big, huge explosions and have atoms smash together and all this other stuff. Atom bomb, all this other bullshit. It's a liquid. It appears to be a solid when you smush a whole bunch of them together. It takes the whole more than billions of atoms to make a person. If you want to say make a person, okay, the person. An atom appears to be solid, but it's not, because when you touch it, it is liquid. But you're not supposed to be touching it supposedly anyway. At least that's what they say. But yeah, and that's why the great prophet, one of the prophets, it was a teacher, said the substance, the atom, the substance that seems real but is not real, but feels real but is not. That explains you in the body, the energy that is in the body. And this is not real. This is all illusion. And when you think about that, some things are not so important. However, let's get back to the video.
And accept your true perfection, your true cosmic vision, your true eternal divinity. Ye are all gods and children of the Most High, my melanated ones. Rise and be free.
Some of us call it the Most High. We shouldn't call it anything. It's just energy. The source is the best term.
Be beautiful. Be great. Rise, fire-breathing, cosmic primordial dragon, and burn away all impurities.
And we're not doing that. That's what they want to do. Don't praise no dragon. Hold on.
And praying to God, not knowing they're not praying to any real God, they're praying to a flesh and blood being that isn't God. Does a God exist? In my opinion, yes. I've always said that from the very beginning. But I don't think people know which one they're focusing on when they're thinking. They're focusing their energy towards something that was totally dark and evil, and they don't even know it. The Gnostics knew this. You got to read the Gnostics text. So this whole story of this God and this devil that people are running and chasing after has nothing to do with the real creator of the universe and some type of an adversary that may be out there. What it has to do with is beings that were more advanced, consciously, spiritually, and technologically, that took advantage of our ignorance and pimped us out and have us still to this very day blaming stuff on the devil and praying to God, not knowing they're not praying to any real God. They're praying to a flesh and blood being that isn't God. Does a God exist? In my opinion, yes. I've always said that from the very beginning. But I don't think people know which one they're focusing on when they're thinking. They're focusing their energy towards something that was totally dark and evil, and they don't
even know it. Yeah. But that's why I keep telling you, the source is just energy. You should be understanding and realizing and giving recognition to the fact that you come from an energy source, which is not a flesh and blood anything. It never has been or will be. And we really shouldn't call it a name or a title. It's just a source that we come from. That's where we come from.
race. There is no gender because there's only one consciousness experiencing itself through various different forms. We are just part of this huge universal play that is being played out. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. And when you're talking to somebody else, you're talking to yourself. You're the only one that is actually here. Separation and individuality is an illusion. There's only one person here. There's only one entity here in the universe. Even race is an illusion. There is no race. There is no gender because there's only one consciousness experiencing itself through various different forms. We are just part of this huge universal play that is being played out. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. And when you're talking to somebody,
we have done this thousands of times over.
one one-sided view with no perspective. We've been programmed and we've been fed this information from the time we're born. It allows them to profit immensely from it. And the true history, if we really were able to tap into it, if we will understand the true power that's inside of each and every one of us, and then we will begin to question the status quo. We will begin to say, hey, wait a minute. Why do you have your boot on my neck? We don't even need you. We are so powerful. We're so great. We're just going to organize and come together and unite, and we're going to recreate a new utopia. And they know this because once a person's mind is expanded, it can never go back. But they keep the brain and the mind so small, so tight and compact, keep you laboring nonstop, keep you working and slaving and worrying about the next bill and the next meal. History or his story is a one-sided view with no perspective. We've been programmed and we've been fed this information from the time we're born. It allows them to profit immensely from it. And the true history, if we really were able to tap into it, if we will understand the true power that's inside of each and every one of us, and then we will begin to question the status quo. We will begin to say, hey, wait a minute. Why do you have your boot on my neck? We don't even need you. We are so powerful. We're so great. We're just going to organize and come together and unite, and we're going to recreate a new utopia. And they know this because once a person's mind is expanded, it can never go back. So they keep the brain and the mind so small, so tight and compact. Keep you is the weakness. It's the Achilles heel of mankind. We have to learn from that and say, look, no more. How do we have unconditional love for one another? How do we work together even though we are all different? We have our own differences, right? How do we work together and we forget about this divide and conquer tactics that they use on us all the time to keep us separated and fighting one another so that we can't see what's really going on behind the veil? We have to at some point realize we as 8 billion people now on this planet have to come together and work together and love one another regardless of who we are, what we believe in, what we don't believe in, and we have to stop playing the game. So right now, 100 people control 8 billion people. This quest for power and domination over others is the weakness. It's the Achilles heel of mankind. Illusion that there's this sky daddy with a magic wand floating around granting wishes. That just really, in my research, isn't the case. It's more of a frequency, a divine frequency that is imbued in every living thing in the entire universe. God is a frequency. It's our job to tune in. God is not a man. They have this illusion that there's this sky daddy with a magic wand floating around granting wishes. That just really, in my research, isn't the case. It's more of a frequency, that is imbued in every living thing in the entire universe. God is a frequency. It's our job to tune in. God is not a man. They have this illusion that there's this sky daddy with a magic wand floating around granting wishes. That just really, in my research, isn't the case. It's more of a frequency, a divine frequency that is imbued in every living thing in the entire universe. God is